Okay, hello everyone. This is Nikoltai YouTube channel. My name is Gazans. So we're starting our next political podcast, political stream on the English language. We have several topics today. If you want to ask some questions, please do, and I'll try to answer them after I finished my plan. Okay, first topic is next. For as you can see on your screens. Well, I very often, almost on a daily basis, watch the Piers Morgan, this British TV host and political activist, his show in YouTube. So it's very interesting, conservative, and very rational. And yesterday, in his show, in his life, was a next guest who was Naftali Bennett, former Israeli prime minister, and he actually said very interesting stuff. Last week, the main point of this retaliation operation of Israel against Gaza Strip was a question of proportionality. What is the proportional retaliation? What is the proportional strike against terrorists? Is it appropriate to kill several thousand civilians while striking terrorist homes and destroying Hamas? The main question of this week right now was formulated by Naftali Bennett himself in this show last night. He actually said one point that that Israeli government has a video when Hamas terrorists transported hostages from Israel territory to Gaza. There was a lot of civilians a lot of Palestinians who met those terrorists and hostages and said, "This girl, we want to rape her, and this girl, we want her to be killed," etc. So, and he said that there are a lot of Palestinians who really honestly support Hamas as an organization that want to destroy Israel and kill all Jews. So, of course, we want to, evade some additional victims, but our primary goal is to destroy Hamas. That's what Naftali Bennett, who now is the leader of opposition, that's what he said. So the thing is that the main philosophical and political question here is that should supporting population share a part of responsibility of terrorist organization? That's the very important social and political question. If you have some territorial country where you have the population, several tens of million people that support the government of terrorist organization that rule this territory, and this organization, whether it's government, state, or a terroristic organization, make some terrorist attacks, should this population share a responsibility? Can we take them as a responsible part in this conflict? For example, when Japan government in 1945, 70 years ago, declined this offer of peace, declined to capitulate when Americans almost destroyed Japan. American government, President Truman, has decided to make a nuclear strike against Japan. Hiroshima and Nagasaki was struck by nuclear bombs, and tens of thousands of civilian Japans actually was killed by this nuclear strike. And so Japanese population shared a part of responsibility of its government for war that this imperial government started against United States and other nations. So, the main question? What's your opinion on that, dear viewers? So, I don't really have a clear point right now. In my opinion, mostly I think that the population shouldn't, of course, share this part of responsibility, even if it strongly supports the action of its government, because we know that that every government or terrorist organization is able to control the information field and is able to produce a strong, convincing propaganda machine, rule the information sphere and put very dominating ideas in the heads of its population. So if this government or terrorist organization, in this case it's Hamas, destroyed by Israeli, and after that you have 3 or 5 years of freedom of speech and counter-propaganda and ideological work, and giving an opportunity to this population to make their own minds based on free information flow. So probably they would be able to, to condemn what their government did against the innocent civilians in Israel. So probably you shouldn't kill those who are victims of military propaganda of a terrorist organization. That's the point, I think. So I don't agree with Mr. Naftali Bennett that you basically that you have a right to kill innocent Palestinians, civil Palestinians, because they support Hamas. Because we don't have the clear sociological data if the true majority, whether it's 70% or even 90% support Hamas. Probably even if 10%, it's a lot, of course, but it's not a strong majority. So no one has a right, especially in 21st century, no one has a moral right to kill innocent civilians who don't participate in military actions, even if you have a strong confirmed information that this population supports your enemy. So that's what I just wanted to say about this concerning this topic. The second point in our agenda is this national program in Kazakhstan, National Fund to Children. As you know, last September 2022, President Tokayev actually initiated this program that we have a national fund and we have a lot of money there, between $50 billion, and they say that to 2029 it should be $100 billion in our national fund. So President Tokayev said that half of earnings, half of profit of this national fund should be distributed between children of Kazakhstan. We have about, I don't know how many, 4 million children, and half of profit of this national fund should be distributed between children, and they, becoming an adults, should be able to use this money for their own education purposes or housing purposes. So what do I think about this program? The expert of government expert says that approximately every child would get would get $3,500 for 18 years. And is it too much or not? I think that this is a bit populistic program. Populism is not bad, but it's morally good for the population, for the stability of political regime, and for the stability of the country. But still, it's not too much money. Now, for example, what's the cost of studying in Eurasian National University per year? It's about $2,500 right now. So if you getting this money for 18 years, and in the end you have $3,500, you're able to pay for 1.5 year of studying in Eurasian National University, and 2.5 years you have to pay from your own pocket. So $3,500, not too much. Comparing to the Gulf countries, it's almost nothing. But also we have to say that we it's a hidden form of subsidizing the economy, because what would happen when 1,000 or 100,000 children would come to higher education market, taking and delivering their money from national fund, the prices of education would go up. And it's so you basically give some part of, you have $3,500, and suddenly the price of your education went up to $5,000 per year, so you're able to pay only for some small share of your education. So inflation would go up because of flow of this money to the education market. So I don't think that this money would help in significantly to our children to improve their education. And if you're able to use this money to international education, for example, pay a small part of your studying in London, where you have to pay $25,000 per year. So it's a money that would leave our economy to international economies, to foreign economies, and that would not be, effective enough to our economy. So I don't see how this program is such an effective tool to improve our economy. I see that morally it would support this understanding among population that government share the part of oil money with its children and family, but it's only moral factor. It's only this psychological tool to fight against the anti-government sentiments among population. No more than that. So, and I'm not sure that this program would survive till 2042, when first children who was able to get this money during 18 years. So that this program would survive in 18 years. I'm not sure at all, because in 2029 we will get the third president, 2036 we get fourth president, and 2043 we have a fifth president. So according to the plan, probably something would happen, as it always does in countries like ours. But still, we have a fifth president, and what would he do looking at the national fund? Because in 20 years, of course, we don't have enough oil, we have an economic crisis, and our national fund don't have so many incoming money. So they would, I'm sure that it would say that we don't give this money to the children, we use it according our own plans. Let's nullify this program. But of course, politically, we just don't give it money to you. We use it to your benefit through the budget. So that's what I think about this program, National Fund. I don't believe it would be effective too much. And the third question today. Well, we know that noteworthy movie that get a lot of money in our cinema, Mirjakip, Wake Up Kazakh. Well, it's the movie in the cinemas, in the theaters, is the short version of the full series that have 6 episodes, and as they say that a lot of children crying watching this movie in the theaters, and it's very tense, it's very patriotic, it's very emotional, they say. But actually, I watched this movie from start to beginning, and I don't think that it's patriotic enough. I don't think it's effective enough, and I don't think it's emotional enough. Let's discuss this movie. Okay. I watched all 6 episodes, and what I actually noted from in this series. First of all, The main enemy of Alash Orda, its political party that was considered as a nationalist political party 100 years ago in Kazakhstan. So the main enemy of Kazakhs of Alash Orda are Kazakhs themselves. One Kazakh tries to get money pretending to be Mirza Abdulatov. He tries to collect money from the people, from the population of the Great Steppe, just pretending to be Mirza Abdulatov, playing some game. Sometimes after that, this exact Qazaq also presses the Mirza, not giving him what Mirza wants. And the second Kazakh, actually, now he's on the screen. He was an enemy of Mirza. Throwing a glove to his face and offering him a duel when he shot to Mirza. Mirza actually didn't shoot his head, but still. Both survived, but he was an enemy. And after that, on this meeting, he was a antagonist of measures to save Kazakhs from the hunger in the steppe. And most of Kazakhs in this political council was against the initiative of Mirza Abdulatov to collect the cattle and give it to people from on the other regions of Kazakhstan to save them from the hunger. And also there was one Kazakh that infiltrated the military force of Kazakhs, collecting some spying on them, collecting information to sell Mirza and get the money. So the main story, political story of this series is that Kazakhs very often betrays Kazakhs, and it's an internal fight between them. So is it patriotic enough for you? Well, I'm not sure about that. It's not a good ideology, because of course it's a good discussion. We have a lot of internal fight in our nation, but still, should we consider it as something that should be developed in our culture or not? I'm not sure. Second point is that the imperial detective in the beginning of the story actually speaks very good Kazakh. I'm not sure that it was possible 100 years ago, but still, propaganda says that the detectives, these agents of Tsar, ethnical Russians, speak good Kazakh language. Is that true? Was it possible 100 years ago? I'm not sure that it's that this is a historically correct thing to watch. The third thing, that when Mirza and his followers was arrested by NKVD commissioners and extradited to Moscow, and there was some process, he was never beaten down. We know from the history that their jaws was destroyed, that broken down, that a lot of people in Moscow who was arrested by Stalin's NKVD and Beria's NKVD was beaten down, destroyed, broken down, and blood everywhere, no tooth, etc. But what we've seen in this movie, no using of hands, no violence, just no torture, just talks, and Mirza Abdulatov in his prison actually have enough food to make the chess pieces. So is it accurate to what we know about those tortures and imprisonment of Kazakh Alash Orda activists? Well, I'm not sure about that. And also, those activists of Alash Orda party very often quotes the Russian writers like Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, and others. So those Alash Orda activists, they were educated in Russian universities, and they was a backers, they was followers of Russian culture. So is it very patriotic? Is it why didn't they, I mean, quoted the Kazakh writers? Well, I'm not sure. I think that it illustrates that they was a part of a wide Russian imperial culture. And and the main point when people in theaters cried is when they watched how old lady 50 years ago, after what happened with Alashorda activists and founders, they actually lying on the bed and suffering from the feeling that she's not able to that she actually spent her life without her father because he was arrested and then died in a prison. So 50 years later she's suffering, life has gone, and she spent her life without her father. That's the main emotional point of the movie. That's we feel for her, for this lady, that she had no father in her life. But it's not a political suffering actually, because if had her father killed by a maniac on the street, or killed by a crash accident, a car accident, car crash, or plane crash, I mean, still she would suffer, and still she would cry. And she actually didn't use too much a political story. She didn't say that it was she didn't say 10 times it was a horrible story. Our people suffered. Our Kazakhs died by millions, and one of them was my father, who thought a lot about our people. Actually, she just suffered because her father died, because her father has gone and never came back. So that's the main emotional point. It's not a patriotic, it's not too much patriotic. It's like a personal drama of this small family. So that's the story. That's, well, I think that we need to, we need to make such movies, of course, to study our history close enough, to create our national mythology, and I fully support the funding of such kind of movies. It's just the fact that it's not as strong, not as national patriotic as some think about this movie. So that's my view on this movie. Okay, guys, let me know if that was interesting, and what should we do to improve our English language skills, English language videos and content. What do you want to discuss? Actually, on a weekly basis, around Wednesday or Thursday, I actually put this the link on a future stream in our channel community section, so you can add your question, write your question, what you want to discuss in this stream in English language. We'll see what can we do. Okay, guys, please subscribe to our channel. You have my WhatsApp channel, TikTok channel, Facebook channel, Facebook page, and personal YouTube channel, and Instagram channel in the description below, so you can subscribe. And here you can subscribe, comment, and push a like button. That would be very nice of you. So write your opinion. What should we discuss next time? Thank you very much. Good